Okay, for 1.2, let's go into this. We need to know a couple of the words first. So it says describing name lengths. In problem 1.1, we asked you to describe a typical name length. So what was the name length? Was it about 8 letters long? Was it about 4 to 6 letters long? About how long was the name length? So now we're going to go into some more vocabulary that you need to know. Mean, median, mode, minimum value, and maximum value. So first things first, minimum value. Up here you will see that I have just a small chart and it has a minimum value of 4. Mini means small, so minimum value is the smallest value. Maximum is the largest value. So what is the largest value that has data in it? And for this one, I have 8. So I'm just going to put 9 here. And there'll be no data on 9. So that's not going to be included in my data set. But I have information in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my first thing I'm going to talk about is the word mean. So the word mean, what does mean mean? Does it mean you're angry? Yes, it means that you're angry that you have to do lots of math. So the first thing you're going to do is I look at my 4. I see 2 dots on top of 4. So I'm going to take 4 plus 4. We did these the other day, a couple of you, when we did our Zoom. So I'm going to say 4 plus 4 because there are 2 dots on top of 4. So I have 2 pieces of data that have 4. In 5, I have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to say 5 plus 5 plus 5. I have 1, 6. So then I'm going to add 1, 6. For 7, I have 2, so I'll say 7 plus 7. And then in my last one, for 8, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. Now we can add all of these numbers up, but being in 6th grade, we can do it easily by multiplying these out. So I'm going to erase these out, and I'm going to do it the easy way. I'm going to say 4 times 2 is 8. Then I'm going to add it to my next piece of value, which is 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. I have 1, 6. Then I have 2 pieces of 7, so it's 7 and 7 equals 14. And then the last one is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, 8 times 4 is 8 and 8, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, plus 32. So now I'm going to add all of these numbers together. So in my head, I'm going to say 6 plus 14 is 20 because that is a fact that I know to be true. 6 plus 4 is 10. I add the extra 10 is 20. Plus 32 equals, plus 32 equals 52. Now I'm going to take my 8 plus 15 equals 23. So now I have 3 numbers. So I can say 20 plus 20 is 40. 40 plus 3 is 43. 43 plus 52. That's what I came up with. 3 plus 2 is 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. So I have a maximum score here of 95. 95. But to find the mean, I need to divide it by how many pieces of data I have. So now I'm going to go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my new math problem is, and this is how I will show it, 95 over 12, or you can say 12 goes into 95. Okay, so that will give you your mean. So mean, median, and mode. Can you see that? So let's think about this. 12, 24, 48, 60, 72. Oh, I'm getting close. 72 plus 10, 70, 82, 83, 84. 84 plus 10 is 94, plus 2 is 96. I think I went over, so I need to go down one. So I think it's 7. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry the 1, 84. So if I subtract that, it will give me 11. 7, remainder 11. So we have our mean is going to be about 8. Our mean is our average. What is the mean? Now, so mean is the average. What is the mean? What is the mean problem? What makes you do the most math? The mean one. The next word is mode. M-O-D-E. Mode. Mode means which number happens the most. When I think of mode, most. And if I look at my table here, which number happens the most? I see 4 pieces of data on 8. So I can say that the mode is 8 because 8 happened the most time. The next word is median. Median means middle. It is not the same as mean. So for that one, you're going to have to count. How many pieces of data do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this case, the median is right between 6 and 7. So the median would be 6.5. Okay? So there's exactly 6 on this side, and there's 6 on that side. So which number is in the middle? Median. Median, in the middle. The last word is the range. Range means you're taking the largest number and you're subtracting the smallest number. Now it's not the largest number on your number line, but the largest number of your data set. So which is the largest number that has data attached to it? In this case, it would be 8. We would not add 9 because 9 does not have data. So for range, I would take 8, I would subtract 4. My largest number minus my smallest number gives me my range. So in this case, 8 minus 4 equals 4. So these numbers or these vocabulary words need to be in your vocabulary that is due on the 28th. Okay, so let's go to 1.2. It says the students in the US class start making a dot plot. Remember, a dot plot is the same as a line plot, but it uses the dots to show the distribution. How is it distributed or given out of the Japanese name length data? They record the data values for the first 12 names on the list of the dot plot below. The list in Google Classroom has them listed from top to bottom, okay? And it only gives you a partial list. You need to create your own. If you do not want to use the sheet I gave you, you may create your own dot plot. It's up to you. So you're going to do the exact same thing you did on the assignment 1.1. You will create a line. You will create a line for all of these numbers. Look at your notes that are in Google Classroom. It starts off with 0, it goes to 18. There's already some dots on there. So number 1, on a copy of the dot plot, insert your data for the last 8 names. So don't go all the way through your list. Count up from the bottom. Count up 8. Add those to your dot plot. so you do not need to create it all over again. Look at the shape of the distribution. Are there clusters of data? Again, a cluster is a group. Is there a group of data? Is there one group of data? If so, between which numbers do you see that group? Did you see most of the data was between 10 and 12? Okay. Did you see any gaps in this where there's spaces where there was no data? Okay. Explain your reasoning. If there was no gap, you can write there was no gap. There is no gap. If you do not see a cluster, you can write there is no cluster. There's a cluster, so don't say that. Okay. B, what is the mode? Mode means most. So, in a complete sentence, the mode of this distribution is, give me the number. B2, is the mode a good description of the typical name length of the Japanese students? Why or why not? So, it's the number that happens the most. Is that a good way of saying that that's what a typical Japanese name length is? And then explain, yes, it is a good description of typical name length because, no, it is not a good description of typical name length because. C, what is the range? Go back to your notes. What is the largest piece of data? What is the smallest piece of data? The largest minus the smallest gives you the range. So range means how wide. Range is wide. Largest number, subtract the smallest number, that gives you the range. And then use the range of each data set to compare the lengths of the US, Chinese, and Japanese. So you're going to take the information from 1.1 and tell me, you're going to find the range of all three. You're going to find the range of the Japanese, the range of the Chinese, and the range of the American or the US names. What do you notice? Or do you notice anything? And that is C2. Again, I hope you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, please put them in Google Classroom. And if I don't answer them, I'm sure one of you lovelies will help out. Have a good one.